Well, good evening, everyone. The last Monday in the month of May 2025, and I'm Carol Roberts coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Brian's just over on the couch, just got back from the farm. What a great night to be coming together to, of course, share an amazing opportunity, amazing products, and amazing testimonials. It is my privilege, of course, to always be a co host along with Ricia Adair, who I met literally through Partner Co. Even though we've been a part of a couple different companies, it is always amazing. It's what we call that small world experience. But Risha comes to us with so much wealth of knowledge and 25 years in the network marketing and marketing background. So of course she is just a great trainer, and of course right out of the gate from the day she got started was part of the Power Rankers, which is the top leading producing top leaders in Canada and basically worldwide as well. So, with that, we're just not going to waste another minute before we get started here with President Risha Adair. Used to live in BC, but now calls Mexico her home. So, take it away, Risha.
Carol Roberts, thank you so much for being such a lovely co-host. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Brand Partners supporting the event. Welcome to our special guests. And also, I want to especially welcome our guests because you're the reason that we're here tonight. Let's get this party started. I'm going to be doing some screen share. Carol, you can give me a thumbs up to let me know that we're good to rock and roll. Okay.
Absolutely. Ready, ready, ready. Share.
There we go. Okay. Yes, my name is Risha Adair. I'm a former Vancouver Islander from Canada, and I now call home Manzanillo, Mexico. My husband and I moved here in October 2023 on his 70th birthday in the torrential pouring rain. It was quite the fiasco. Layla's on the call, and she was in the car with us when our back window popped. And we got all that rain in the back where we had everything loaded in the back of the truck. But you know what? It's an adventure, right? As mom would always say. So this is our home. It's actually a mini boutique resort, and we're pretty excited about this opportunity to provide for some income while we're living the dream, so to speak. And the house had been unoccupied for several months. In fact, we saw it in January when we originally got very interested in it. And we closed in July and moved in October. So in those months in between, the owner had decided not to upkeep anymore, which of course makes financial sense. So when we got there, there was a lot of things that screamed attention. Layla's family had actually rented the villas for the upcoming winter. So we had to really hurry up and get it ship-shop shape. And guess what? We had a little bit of a nest egg because we kind of bought on the high side. And we just saw all that money, all that savings go right through our very fingers as a parade of tradesmen came and went to get everything ready for the upcoming season. And we went, wow, that was fun. Now we don't have money for gas. We do now. So the irony is, all the rent money for that season was received back last September, last October. So we didn't have any money at all outside of our little pension. So it was quite an experience. As I say, we're living the dream and we're broke. But the aero shows were on top of the hill, and the beach there is Santiago Bay. And no matter how many times I walked that beach, swam that ocean up and down the stairs of the villa, I still got myself in a bad way on a health level. I got really fat. I had so much anxiety, as I mentioned to you. So I got addicted to sugar, and that's all I wanted. I just thought about sugar all the time. I thought about that Mexican pastry and the tres leches cake and the fabulous ice cream. And every night we had dessert, and usually every lunch we had dessert. It got to be a really sad case of affairs. And I went to the doctor, and Dr. Tom, what am I going to do? I've had shingles, I've had a UTI that won't go away. I've had 2 dog bites with infections, and I'm just in a bad, bad way. And he says, Risha, I've done my research, and there's no question about it. You've got a serious case of FFB. Oh, Dr. Tom, what could that ever be? FFB, it sounds pretty serious to me. He says, you're fat, frumpy, and broke, girl. And along came that phone call that saved and changed my life from Chris and Joni Budd, very good friends, Canadians that live in Costa Rica. And they called me. Maybe Joni saw my fat pictures on Facebook or something. And she says, Risha, you need to know about these drops. So as she spoke about it, and also she spoke about how a system of growth, a system that we use to post people's testimonies on Facebook, was attracting all kinds of customers into her world, and of course, providing an income for her and Chris. I was very, very intrigued, but more intrigued that I needed the product. I was at a point, I was in my 60s, at a point that I needed to make a serious change in my life. But you know what, guys? I didn't have any money. I didn't. And Mike has a golden rule, my husband, that we cannot put money on a credit card if we can't pay it the following month. No credit card debt in this family whatsoever. So I thought to myself, I don't have the money. And then the next thought came, how can I make it work? And the third thought came, you can take it out of your massage budget, because I had a head-on crash. So it was therapeutic massage that I was undergoing, and take it out of your budget. And then, we'll catch up later kind of thing. And that's what I did. I bought 2 boxes and I went, okay, here we go. All right. And I just want to impress upon you that not only did my life change on a health level, you're going to see some pictures coming up very soon here, but what happened for me when I started posting what Chris and Joni taught me to do, just post the testimonies of the thousands of people before me that have had amazing results. My first day that I posted, there was 3 posts that I made, 2 of the ones out of the system of growth and 1 of my own, holding the box of drops. That 1 post of mine holding the box of drops that sandwiched in between the other 2 brought in 59 comments, 20 customer sales, and 6 new people that joined me in my business. Because that told me that very moment, we have what the world wants. Everyone is out of whack. Everyone. We've got overweight problems. Diabetes is on the crazy rise. We've got high blood pressures. We've got fibromyalgia. We've got Hashimoto's and other thyroid diseases I've never heard of. We've got some serious, serious health issues, and especially in the demographic of the people over 40 years old. So I got on board. I continued to post, and I set some goals. Now that I have a vehicle, I'm going to set some goals so that can drive my, a vehicle can drive my goals forward. Well, November became the magic month. And instead of 1-year goals, everything started to happen for us in November. That's 7 months in. I had a fridge that would freeze and wreck my food. Well, now my brand new fridge has arrived. There's Sarah. I can now hire a maid. I have the money for that. Her and I celebrating the arrival of the new fridge. I'm hugging my fridge. I still hug my fridge. I think I hug my fridge more than I hug my husband. I love my appliance. I love it. Brand new fridge, and now we have some paint in the house, lots of colors. The house was stark white. Mike says, I like it white. I says, not in this marriage, honey. We're going for color. We're living in Mexico, so we brought in the paint crew. Their pergola on the bottom deck was screaming. It was rotting. It had seen its time, and it was to the point of dangerous. We had to import these exotic woods in from another part of Mexico, a very expensive structure. We were able to replace that. And then this is a plaything. Mike got his motorcycle. He's so happy. He's always on the carport tinkering with it. I don't know what he does out there, but he just loves that motorcycle. And there's so many other things. We got brand new air conditioning, 7 new air conditioners in so many various different rooms. Oh, there's so much. We redid the gardens. We did it twice. We painted the pool deck. The list goes on, but these are the big ones that I'm sharing with you right now. We had a small earthquake on December 24th, Christmas Eve. New guests were checking in on January 2nd. That was a tough phone call to make, guys. To say, hey, I'm really looking forward for your arrival, but guess what? The pool's broken. But thank you to Partner Co. and my simple posting every day on Facebook, sharing other people's results, brought in the money that I could repair this pool. And we celebrated reopening the pool just 2 weeks later. And the creme of the creme, the company had sent me to Punta Cana, an all expenses diamond resort. There were so many people that had qualified for the trip. In fact, there was 178 of us. We were celebrating, and a lot of people, including myself, had only been with the company for 1 year. And here we are, wined and dined in this gorgeous resort. And I'm seriously pinching myself going, is this real? Because not so long ago, I didn't have $60 to put in my gas tank. And this is how my world changed. Let's talk about health and how that changed as well. In 13 days, you can see the difference in my body. Only 13 days. We have a meal program. I'll talk to you about that. I stuck to the plan. I drank my water, did a little bit of exercise, and wow, I'm starting to see the difference and I'm celebrating. So Mike left for Canada when I was in the purple shirt. Okay. He came back 4 months later, and this is what I look like when he came back, the lady on the right. And he's going, "Who are you? And what'd you do with my wife?" So I couldn't believe, when we get to a certain point overweight, like me on the left, that was taken at a going away party in Canada, we don't realize how big we are until we see the picture. And I go, wow, who's that fat lady and how'd she get in my computer? It's amazing, right? And I see the girl on the right and I go, now that's the girl with her mojo back. And that's what these products can do for you as well. If you choose to participate in our brand partner program, wow, start making your list of goals, because in no time at all, your goals just may be realized faster than you think. I owe it to these guys, Darren and John. I love them to bits. They're the owners of our company. They bought a collage of companies that were in financial trouble. 2 years ago, they put this collage of companies together with these good products. Well, I'm going to say excellent products. And they called us Partner Co. We are partners together. There's no corporate, there's no field. It's all coming together as partners. And our slogan is simply better together. I've learned over the last 13 months about symptoms of hormonal imbalance. And here I thought all of this was just Ricia getting old. The mood swings, the anxiety, the low libido. Get away from me, Mike. The headaches, the night sweats, sugar, give me more sugar, hot flashes, acne, insomnia, fatigue, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And the weight gain, of course, that goes along with it. Well, all of this has to do with your body being out of whack. All of us. Everyone that you see out there is going through that same circus. And we have the products. We have products that you're going to feel that make a difference, products with good, clean ingredients. That was critical to our choices. Created by doctors, backed by science. Our science team is led by Dr. Ray Strand, our Chief Medical Officer. Just recently, we brought on board Dr. Joshua Plant, Chief Science Officer. If you Google these four guys, Ray Strand, Joshua Plant, Brett West, and Dr. Pina, he's a good-looking guy in the bottom right. Google those four guys, and you're going to be amazed at their credentials and go, wow, there's a seriously strong scientific team with this company. And of course, they've got their whole group together with them. We have Dr. Crystal Vance, Wellness Council President Kristen White, a true athlete. She's our athletic council. Together, this scientific team oversees 215 published clinical studies, and we have 1,040 surprise annual quality tests to ensure that that product that we say you're going to get with the true ingredients, the raw ingredients, the organic ingredients, they are there for you for quality satisfaction. What got me excited was the fact that I am Canadian. I live in Mexico. Fortunately, I paid my Wi-Fi bill that month when Joni called, and I'm able to do business in 50 plus countries, as are you. You can be posting your posts on Facebook, and somebody in Australia sees your post and wonders, are the drops here in Australia? Well, all you do is send them a link so they can purchase. The Australian office is going to send them the drops, and the following Friday you get paid. It is that transparent, that simple. There are no international business licenses you need, no tax numbers that you need. It is that simple to be able to approach 50 different markets. I'd like to share with you a little bit about some of our products. Again, we've got well over 100, so I'm going to touch on some of my favorites. Skincerity is a product that was created in 2005 by a team of dermatologists for problem skin. And now what we're finding is that not only does it look after bruises, cuts, battle wounds, burns, etc., but it also looks after sunspots, wrinkles, large pores. It is so fabulous for anti-aging. When I was in Punta Cana, all of those people, in a tribute to the many different products we have, plus the leucine roll-on mask, everyone looks 20, 30 years younger than they really are. It was amazing. It looked like we were in an adult group of 40, 50 plus. It was crazy. Marlene Tremholm was kind enough to send her pictures. These were taken of a skin condition. I believe it was eczema. She was itching. She was in continuous discomfort all the time, disturbing her husband in the middle of the night from all the scratching. He started rolling her legs with the sincerity. In a short time, she ended up with problem-free, beautiful legs again. Noni collagen is one of my favorite products. You've got to be young from the inside before you're young from the outside, guys, right? This product tastes fabulous. It's mixed with noni. We're going to hear about that in a minute. And it gives you and delivers beautiful skin, plus keeps your organs young and healthy as well. The noni fruit is the most efficacious fruit in the world. So why did God make it taste so bad and smell so bad? I don't know, but I'll tell you, our team of scientists have come together and created an incredible incredible powerful product that you're going to drink. Everyone needs the noni in their fridge and have a shot in the morning, have a shot at night. And this is your army of soldiers that's going to protect you from all those big bad bugs. It promotes overall health and wellness, supports a healthy immunity system. You're certainly going to have boosted energy and endurance. Joint health, how about going up and down the stairs without discomfort, right? Promote mobility so you can get in and out of your car, your truck, your airplane. Supports a healthy cardiovascular system. Helps. I just realized, I guess not any of us on this call really have an airplane, right? It's going to help fight harmful free radicals and protect against oxidative damage, powerful adaptogens, which supports balanced stress response. So all of us are real joyous. It's just the noni, the drops, supports mood balancing effects. CJ Sense provided me with his picture that he actually did for a body balance challenge with the drops, but it's such a handsome picture. I thought I'm going to keep it for this story anyway. His doctor told him well over 17 years ago to get his affairs in order. He had a serious liver condition and he needed to get his affairs in order. John Wadsworth Sr., the father, Mr. Wadsworth, gave CJ a bottle of Tahitian Noni Max and told him to power dose it. That was over 17 years ago. CJ now is bouncing children on his lap that were still stars in the sky when he got that bad news from his doctor. The Noni Max is good. Put it in your cart. I'm telling you, it's the best. Our Nutrify line is right at the top of the best as well. Our probiotics created by Dr. Pina, one of the best in the world. I'm going to say it is the best. It's loaded with the probiotics, the prebiotics. It even has its own patented bottle so you can keep it in extreme weather situations without harming the product inside. Omega Q for your brain, for your heart. Amplify for your brain, for clarity, for energy. Optimal M's for minerals. Optimal V for vitamins. For your eyes, for your heart, for your lungs, for your skin. I just said lungs. Think about that. How many companies actually market a product that serve your lungs? And how important are your lungs, right? Every second, every nanosecond, we need our lungs. And we have products that will strengthen and build your lungs. Vinali, our best-selling product out of China. It is loaded with vitamin C. People take it to tighten their skin after you lose weight with the drops. You're going to want that. But a lot of people as well are saying that they no longer have allergic symptoms with our Vinali. MOA is the second product that I bought because I complained that I had fingers, always in my fingers and toes, and recently said, you got to get some MOA. There are 36 superfoods from exotic locations in this pouch. You're going to put it in the fridge cold. I love it cold. Drink it. And it's amazing for all kinds of pain and inflammation. And the testimonials, I believe James Scott is going to share a great testimonial with us tonight about the MOA. This lady had an ankle surgery that went bad on her. In no time at all with the MOA, she was able to put on her pretty shoes again. This fellow as well, lots of inflammation problem, now back to normal. So I love it for all kinds of pain. I celebrate, I walk the dog. I have no more owie in my fingers, toes, and plantar fasciitis. I am virtually pain-free at this point. I feel like I'm 30 years old again. I say 35 sometimes, but what's the difference between 30 and 35? Heck, you're young at that point, right? Loaded with energy. And occasionally you're going to want to have a little bit of a cheat and sway off of our food programs. So the Sugar Stop is the product for you. It blocks 20% of the sugars coming off white table sugar, blocks 40% of the sugars that come off of the carb blockers, or rather the carbohydrates that convert into blood sugar very quickly. So this is the one that you want to have. It's a powder, it tastes like mango, love it. It tastes great. It's loaded with fiber, so it's a good everyday drink. And that's what you're going to take if you want to go out to that Italian restaurant for your lasagna. We just recently released the Advantage. In fact, this is the first product that came out of Partner Collab. And this product itself is intended for your visceral fat, the harmful visceral fat around your waist and hips. Dr. Strand says weight gain around our middles is associated with an increased risk for high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, heart disease, and diabetes. The medical community is now beginning to refer to visceral fat as killer fat. This is your product for you guys. It increases calories burned by 10 times, so you get leaner and faster, helps reduce stubborn visceral fat to slim your waist and hips, helps increase metabolism so you burn more calories, activates your fat burning cells in your brown adipose tissue, and helps prevent weight regain following weight loss. And I had a bit of a muffin top. I started taking the Advantage, and in no time at all, the muffin top went away. Love it. The other thing I love is my Pure Nourish. It is my morning breakfast. It is 18 grams of protein, pure vegetable protein, all clean ingredients, very important, loaded with prebiotic, probiotic, and minerals. In fact, there's so much nutrition in the Pure Nourish. Should all the food in the world disappear tomorrow, you will not go hungry having Pure Nourish and fresh water. I like to mix it with the cocoa or Power Boost because I love the taste of chocolate. Giving Greens goes on my salads and my stir fries to give me all the vitamins and minerals from the greens that you may be missing. And one of my favorite products of all time is the Renew. I sleep so well when I have my Renew. It's a sachet, put it in a glass of water, drink it before you go to bed at night, and I call it a fountain of youth in a box. We have 2 international patents on this product. To my knowledge, it's the only kind of its product in the world. It is formulated to trigger human growth hormone, HGH. We all have that HGH buildup up until we get to about 30 when we're in our family producing years, and then we go on the decline. If you're anywhere near my age, you're on the rapid decline. Reproducing the HGH inside your body is going to promote deeper, more restorative sleep. Who would like to have a better sleep? Put your hands up. I want to see 2 hands up for everybody in the crowd. It's going to increase your libido, stamina, and pleasure, helps reduce body fat, increases lean muscle, promotes youthful looking skin and hair, improves your mood and energy, improves cell regeneration. And this, coupled together with our drops, is going to accelerate your weight loss because it helps to reduce the cortisol production. You're getting a good night's rest, less anxiety. Good night's sleep means a better tomorrow. Our drops are our flagship product. Many of you are probably on this call because of the drops. This product has been on the market for over 16 years. Well over 1 million bottles have been sold. It is natural, it is safe, it is effective, stimulant, and hormone-free, created by doctors, backed by a whole lot of science. You will drop twice the weight as diet alone. What will the drops do for you? Well, it's going to help curb your hunger and control your appetite. You're going to get that signal in the brain that says, stop eating now. And I celebrate no more sugar cravings. I went through that entire vacation in Punta Cana without one of those fancy desserts at the buffet table. I don't want sugar. It's gone. The craving is gone. I look at it and I understand the toxins and the dangers of sugar. And I go, no, I don't think it's like starting to smoke again. Why would I do that? Right? I've mastered it. I don't want it. I've never been off of sugar in my life. And I celebrate now that I am. Helps balance hormones, including insulin, the ghrelin, the hunger hormone, the leptin and the cortisol, the anxiety hormone. It will stimulate your metabolism, so it's going to have increased energy and help you feel younger, stay motivated, and helps with stress and stabilizing your mood as well. Clinically proven to support your thyroid, maintain healthy blood sugar levels, and certainly helps with brain fog. You get that brain clarity and memory improvements. You lose weight in your entire body. I call it God's miracle drops. I love it. I love it. So it's a lifestyle, guys, not a fad or a diet. You exercise 15 to 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Your doctor, your family, your phys ed teacher, they all said the same thing. Drink your water 8 glasses a day and watch the miracles start to happen. We have an approved food list. It's loaded with animal-based proteins, plant-based. We've got the vegetables, we've got fruits, some fruits, healthy fats, avocados, walnuts, you name it, the list goes on. So it's all about clean eating. That's what this program is all about. And the drops is your tool to help you not crave for that pizza, to help you not crave for that ice cream. And the drops are here to tell you, stop eating. You don't need that big portion anymore. You can still have your calories, but just choose from this list. Wow, there's so many successful stories. One of them is my dear friend Jane Storch in Victoria. This picture was taken in only 8 weeks. Look at the difference. Wow. Jane has now lost a total of 50 pounds. Dr. Crystal lost an entire person. She lost 162 pounds battling with weight all her life. The lady on the right looks exactly like that as I saw her in Punta Cana, and that picture in this slide was taken 6 years ago. James Leponsi lost 47 pounds in 4 months. Yes, guys, you have hormones too. Tracy Morelli, West Virginia. Wow, look at the difference in her as well. This is Robin. Robin has far better performance taking the drop. She had a stubborn 10 pounds that she couldn't seem to lose, but she lost it. Being a bodybuilder, 10 pounds is a lot. Katie Fear out of Phoenix, 30-day transition. My friend Maggie out of Fox Island, what a big difference with her as well. Julie Park was very sick when she started the program. She's married to a doctor, in fact, and she went from being very sick to super healthy and highly successful with our company. People just saw so many results from her and couldn't get over that she was fat, chubby, and sick. And now she's like slim, drop dead gorgeous. And so they said, I want what you're having. April from Oklahoma, big difference. The Hublers actually have a physiotherapy clinic. They have 5 kids, super busy people. Josh was very skeptic. He needed to tear the science apart before he would recommend it to his clients. He was very satisfied with what he saw, and they ranked very quickly to senior officer in just 4 months, which is a very prominent position with our company. Sheila, wow, there wasn't a dry eye in the house when I spoke to Sheila that day. She had had cancer. She was undergoing just finished chemo and radiation. She was very, very sick. Her life had fallen apart. Well, she started the drops. She got her life back and said goodbye to 25 pounds. Chris Bailey had Lyme disease and couldn't find any assistance anywhere that could help him outside of the continuous course of antibiotics. The drops got him healthy and was able to lose a lot of weight as well. My dear friend Barbara out of Maryland, she's gone down substantially from size 16 to a size 7. Our dear friend Cheryl Cook from Vancouver Island. Christmas Eve is the day that she called me. The lady in the black with those white pearls called me on Christmas Eve. And look at how she looks today, April 25th. She actually looks a little younger than that, even now that it's May 25th. Again, the transition in people is just absolutely fantastic. Selena had issues with diabetes and high blood pressure. After going on the drops, everything normalized. The doctor took her off the medicine. And we have Nancy and Wayne Hupalo from Vancouver Island. It's great to do this as a couple too, if you're married, because you're going to be making some adjustments in your program. And so why not cook it together and eat it together and lose weight together? Ashley Antley wanted the drops because she was suffering from night sweats and hot flashes. She got the drops. She lost 15 pounds, couldn't believe that she doesn't have to change her pajamas in the middle of the night anymore. Her husband restarted on the program. He lost his craving for Dr. Pepper and Oreo box of cookies every night. He went down 65 pounds. They're great people, part of our team. My dear friend Penny, she was very, very sick. She had colon cancer and 5 operations, one to correct the error of the previous. They were all going south on her. The woman on the left was almost dead when I called her last July. The picture on the right was taken 2 months later. Penny has her life again, guys. These drops are a game changer. Jerry Wyndham lost 12 pounds. He also said to me, Ricia, I don't shake anymore. I used to have to hold my hand to steady it when the soup spoon went up to my mouth. My husband heard that and he says, I don't have acid reflux. I don't shake and I don't have my migraines. So it's amazing. These drops are putting us into a state of self-correct so we can get ourselves healed and feel better. It's your body doing all the healing at this point. Deborah Bader, she's a nurse and she went on the program and she brought her whole family in tow with her, husband and her 2 sons and her daughter. They made it a family affair and everyone has a success story. Kel Roberts, our beautiful co-host, a look at the difference in her face from June 24 to November 24, such a short period of time, and yet such a huge transition. Congratulations, Carol. Crystal and Rick, they were recently on our call together. They lost well over 200 pounds. These guys struggled against this program because they're foodies. They have a food truck. They were really resistant to give up their cheese and their gooey stuff. But the doctor said, Rick, you better do something because it's time to get your affairs in order. And they did, and they're celebrating. They're so happy with the transition. My dear friend Colleen out of Nebraska, look at the difference. This is well less than a year that Colleen had endured this transition. And now let's go forward with some live testimonies on the call with us. We've got beautiful Miss Marcy from Innisfil, Alberta. You can see the difference. You study her face. You can see the inflammation has come down, her neck, the broadness, her big belly. Oh, Dianne, I'm so, so proud of your accomplishments. I'm dying to hear your story. Dianne Marcy, come forward.
No, thanks, Ricia. I really appreciate the opportunity to share. Yeah, it has been quite a journey. And I, like you, well, maybe not you, I saw a Facebook post and I thought, okay, there's something going on. So I reached back out to Chris and Joni, and here I am. So I got started, and I was really embarrassed and ashamed of myself when I looked at the first pictures. And now I'm so proud that I actually took them. And I got a reference point to say, holy doodle, I've actually come a long way. So the drops or the balm, they just changed everything. My night sweats are gone after day 3. Mood's way better. 38 pounds. I kind of bounce around. I'm not really 100% on program, but I just think this thing is just the best thing since sliced bread. So I'm so grateful to
You
just
mentioned
have.
something in our previous conversation about your brain clarity, about being able to think better.
Yeah, my brain fog is gone, mental clarity, my mood's better. And it's just, there's so many non-scale victories that they're almost hard to express because they're subtle. And yeah, there's weight for sure. But and then I hear other people with their stories where they didn't need to lose any weight, but it's just a game changer. When our hormones are balanced, our body can actually work like God designed it and just help everybody, and helps me for sure. So I'm so grateful.
Exactly. And so in the beginning, when you saw that post, was it primarily weight loss that was of interest to
Well,
you?
I'd always kind of knew my hormones were out of whack. And every time we went to the doctor, you say, oh, it's in your head. You need antidepressants, blah, blah, blah. And you're going, no, 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 no. There's something more to this. So then when I realized that it could be hormone, and then I was in BC at the time, and I've heard there was a meeting in Red Deer. So I come boiling back the next week and went and bought a box of drops, full retail, because I just knew I needed the drops. So here I am. So yeah.
And here you are. Are you posting now yourself,
Yep.
helping others?
Yep.
Isn't it
I got a
amazing how people respond to the posts?
Yeah. And even this morning, I had another lady reach out, and I'm sure she's in her 80s. And she says, my daughter needs this. So it's just they come out of the woodwork, and I haven't talked to them like in 12 years. So
Yeah,
it's
they come
so,
out of the
so
woodwork.
exciting. Yeah.
What's your your second favorite product, Diane?
The Renew. It's
The Renew?
it's a game changer. I sleep like a baby. I like the flavor of it. I have it about half an hour before bed. And then of course I add moa and noni and all the other stuff, but everything I've tried I absolutely love. So, but the drops for sure, and then Renew second, and then whatever else, I just keep adding it and enjoying every bit of it.
That's a fabulous testimony. Thank you so much for being on our call with us tonight. I certainly appreciate it.
Thanks, Risa.
Wow, another great story. And she's right. There's so many non-scale wins that at first it's actually subtle. And then you realize, wow, I don't have brain fog anymore. And wow, I don't have those night sweats anymore. It's amazing. And now let's jump over the pond over to Vancouver Island and visit with James Scott. Have a look at James. You could see a bit of a paunch there. I'd say that's half a basketball going on the way there. And also there's a posture issue. And now I see the new James Scott on the right. His story is phenomenal. I just heard it from him recently, and I wanted to share it with you and bring him live to be for us today. James, come forward.
Hi, thanks, Risha. That's one.
Congratulations on your wellness. I mean, the guy I met 3 months ago was a different guy.
That's one miserable looking guy in that picture, I'll tell you that.
Who was
So,
James three
yeah.
months ago?
Who was James 3 months ago? Well, James actually was born fat and sick. You know, I have was diagnosed with Parkinson's dystonia when I was 21 years old, early onset. I had bad tremor. Uh, it's a very painful Parkinson's disease. It pulls on all the muscles in your head, and yeah, like my head was literally on my shoulder for months, years. I went and got Botox injections every 3 months for 17 years to get just some good pain relief. And after taking the drops, after about 3 months, my tremor and everything started to stop. And it's just like it's about 98% gone now, you know. And after that, well, I had an injury 17 years ago on my leg, and I was on hooked on narcotics, pain creams. I was up 3 or 4 times a night, putting on pain cream, taking some other narcotics to kill the pain. And yeah, it was after I don't even know, short time on the drops that the pain was gone. With help from Moa. Moa is my godsend. I love it. You know, it's it just I take Moa and my pain is gone within an hour, you know. Um, I was suffering from severe depression, like severe depression. I actually stood at the edge of Little Mountain. I don't know if you didn't know this area. I stood
I
at the
do.
edge of that mountain one time, and I looked over to my side, thought I was going to go off, and somebody had written in chalk, and you know what it's like, BC brain, they wrote in chalk, "Don't jump." And at that point, I I I I looked up and I just said, "Do something, help me." You know, I was, yeah, I was in bad shape. Anyway, yeah, I've had acid reflux, which was gone pretty much 3 days. I've got glaucoma, which gave me dry eyes. I My mood. I was a terrible, abusive man. I hurt my wife mentally all the time, and my family. I said terrible things to them, and just picked on everything they did. I don't do that anymore. You know,
Wow.
I'm just so happy for this stuff. Um, yeah, I've had chronic sinusitis. I'm gonna pull it together here. Chronic sinusitis, and that's gone. Um, I sleep at night. The Renew is just it's fantastic. I sleep like a baby. A lot of that might be the fact that I love myself now. Um, I'm down 55 pounds, 17 inches. Um, yeah, just everything. I mean, I wear a brace up to my knee. 4 days ago, I decided to take that brace off because I had 5 surgeries on my foot after I fell. I decided to take that brace off and see if I could manage the pain. Well, I haven't had any pain to manage. So the only time I really need the brace now is if I take my dog down a trail or something because I can't move my foot in a couple directions. It'll hurt, But other than that, yeah. This stuff has changed my life, and I'm trying to change other people's lives with it. You know, the Nona, the Moe, the drops, the power burst, the nourish, the greens, it's all fantastic. It's just the best thing I've been in a couple multi-level marketing things and stuff, and I'll tell you, you can't put this up against soap, you can't, So it's just or anything else that I've tried. Like it's just yeah, it's life changing. And the plan, the company, the people, people helping people. That's what it's all about. And that's why I'm here. So,
Wow. Well, are you happy there's not a dry eye in the house, James?
yeah,
Thank you for sharing. Your story is phenomenal. And thank you to
welcome.
Cheryl for making that phone call to invite you to look at these
Oh, yeah.
products. Thank you to God
Yeah.
for giving us Partner Co, because all of us are celebrating, and your story is one of the most powerful stories that I've ever heard. Thank you so much for being on our call with us tonight. And I'm so glad you're going to Calgary. You're going to meet the
Oh yeah.
scientists, people that have
Wouldn't
created
miss
these
it.
products. Awesome.
Wouldn't miss it.
Thank you again, James.
Okay. Thank you.
Folks, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I invite you to go to my YouTube channel. Carol, if you don't mind putting it in the chat. And there's story after story after story. And it's just, these products are game changers and giving people's lives back. Wow. And it's not only James's life, it's everyone in James's world. It's his wife, his children, his grandchildren. They're all celebrating that James is a healthier, happier guy, right? So there's a whole circle of people in individual bubbles that we're reaching out and touching a whole lot of people with these amazing products. Thank you again, James. So you're probably wondering, okay, I'm in. How do I get the drops? Well, one, you could be a customer and buy retail. In Canada, one box is $221. A 4-pack is $665. Or in the US, it's $176. A 4-pack is $531. It's worth every single penny. But you know, I'm going to show you a better way. Why not become a brand partner? Because what's going to happen, like James, you're going to have an amazing experience, like Dianne, and people are going to say, what happened to you? Wow, you look so great. You're mobile, you're agile, you're happy. Well, you're going to tell them about the drops. You'll probably pull them out of your back pocket and say, it's these drops that I'm taking. And you know, the last I heard, Partner Co has a whole pile of commission checks that they want to send out to every one of us for referring others to these amazing products. In the United States, your brand partner one-time lifetime membership is $29.95. You're going to get all the back office that you need, including the one that's going to tell you how much money you made that week. Canada is $37.95 plus tax. And with that, you're able to get a great discount in pricing, as well as the eligibility to earn referral commissions and team commissions. And right now, guys, I just need to do a bit of a disclaimer. Any of the money, the goals, anything we talked about tonight is dependent on the individual's passion, sales, business skills, ability, and desire to learn more and do well. Let's talk about how you can turn your drops into profits. We live in the land of social media. So first, you're going to get your products at a 30% off. If you should share it with others, you automatically make 30 points, right? In the US, a 4-pack is $371. You can get a 10-pack for $879. Share 3 boxes with others, give them a little bit of a discount at $167. You make a profit of $222 in the 3 boxes, and you get your box free. How cool is that? Canada, 4-pack is $465. The retail would be $665. Should you share with others, then you're looking at a profit of $240 or a box, and your box comes in free. Your ideal goal is to promote or share 30 boxes over 30 days so you can advance to what we call ultimate, which is the top pay position in our company. And you're also looking anywhere from 2,500 plus in profits on your way there. Now, we live in a day of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those things. And guess what? They're free. You can turn social media into profit. In fact, you can attract an international market very easily. We have a program that's very easy. It's called Boards. Boards is an app you put on your phone. Also, it could be on your computer. And from Boards is all the files, all the testimonies. Week 1, there's 14 testimonies. Week 2, there's 14 testimonies. Someone's going to ask you a question. You just go to Text Strips for Drops, click on the button, and there's the answer to every single question anybody can ever possibly ask you about the drops. So if you know how to copy and paste, this is a plug and play system. You can do this and share this with others. Dianne Marcy saw the post. She bought the product. She paid full retail because she wanted to lose weight and get well. Now Dianne is posting. It's plug and play. It's simply copy and paste, follow the system. When I posted Rick and Chris, so we just saw their testimony a moment ago, that post got so many results. A picture paints 1,000 words. And that's simple. It's our system of growth. We have all these testimonies of these pictures available for you. So first, what you want to do is activate your position so you can get a brand partner number. Activate it with 200 points so you'll be eligible to receive commissions. And you're in luck because the 4-pack in Canada is indeed 200 points, as well as it is in the United States. A 4-pack brand partner pricing is $465 or $371. I'm going to suggest that Renew is cat's meow. We heard it from James. We heard it from Dianne. It's the best of the best. You heard it from me. Throw in a box of Renew with the 4-pack and your point value climbs to 270. In the US, it's 278. And you'll be so happy to marry those two products together and get the results and the transition you're looking for. In the United States, you can buy 10 packs. In fact, you can buy 20 packs or 30 packs. Increase your profit. The more you buy, the lower your unit cost, the higher your profit. I would definitely go for the ultimate option with the 30-pack in the United States there, and you're looking at anywhere a profit about $2,700 and starting a business for $2,300. Hey, guess what? You get a website included with that. Have you ever tried to hire a website designer and pay him $2,300 for a full website? Doesn't happen, right? Well, in Canada, there's different kits. This is one kit that I gave an example. It gives you several boxes of drops that you can share with others, several boxes of Renew and Elite and so on. It's an investment of $3,533 and your profits are $3,100, and that gets you right to Ultimate, the top pay of our plan. We were voted the best compensation plan in the industry. Business for Home actually compiled against thousands of other plans, and ours was hands down the best. We are paid 9 different ways. We already talked about retail profits, where again, you get paid, or rather you're able to get your product for 30% less and make 30% margin when you share it with others. But now Mary's going to come along and she's going to say, I don't want to be your retail customer. I would like to be a brand partner and get wholesale. So let's say Mary's in Illinois. She buys 2 10-packs. That's 1,000 points. If you yourself bought a 4-pack and activated your position, you would make 15% commission, which is $150. But maybe you're Ultimate. If you were Ultimate, the top pay position, you would make 30% on Mary's purchase. So anyone that achieves Ultimate, comes in with Ultimate, I'm going to say that is the best business decision you could possibly make. We do have a minimum sales threshold that would like to keep you qualified for commissions. So you'd like to sell or buy 100 points of products. We have so many great products to choose from. Another way we get paid is called base pay, and it's based on all the activity that goes on. Mary refers to Edward, Edward refers to Helen, Helen refers to Richard, and before you know it, you've got half of Illinois or half of Chicago in your business, right? Well, the company wants to send you commissions for all that activity because you started it. So based on a formula, they're going to pay you 15%, and that is every Friday. That's right. Friday is payday. Partner Co people are pretty happy Friday mornings. And as that accumulates, that 15%, if it reaches $250 in a given week, you're going to get an extra 15%, and that goes into what we call a savings bonus. When that savings bonus climbs up to $10,000, you're going to get that special phone call from the company, and the following Friday, you're going to get 10,000 US dollars. That's right, Canadians, it's US dollars. And I just got a letter from the company that they want me to be on stage to be recognized that my $10,000 check is 2 months away. So I'm pretty excited about that. In fact, it should be coming in June 29th. Who wants to go to Africa with me on an Africa safari? PXP in Dallas. Last year, all these people were on stage getting their big fat checks. Chris and Joni unlocked theirs in 8 months. Oh, these are all people I know, all the friends of mine, Jerry and Allison, they unlocked theirs recently. We have the Antleys that unlocked theirs recently as well. Kim and Eric Gray are celebrating with their family. So many people enjoying these $10,000 checks. Another way we get paid is called lifestyle credits. For every time we make an order, we have our monthly subscription, we sign up new customers, we refer new brand partners, we get lifestyle credits, and those lifestyle credits can be redeemed for these fabulous 10-star vacations. In April of last year, it was Tahiti. July was Grand Hyatt in Bahamas. And just recently, as you saw earlier, it was Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. Coming up soon, there's a whole bunch more that are leaving for Bali. Heck, they just got home from Punta Cana and off they go again. Do you know, when I was in Dallas, there was 2,100 people at that conference, and 800 of them did the happy dance. being celebrated across the stage. Over a third of the people in the audience were being recognized, and you don't get recognized if you're not making weekly checks. So this is the easiest business model. In fact, those of us in the industry, we call it the unicorn. We have the best of the best products. We're changing people's lives in a dramatic way, as we've heard from James and Dianne. And yet the company pays us most generously with the most lucrative compensation plan in the industry. Now, without further ado, I'd like to bring up our guest speaker, Valerie St. Jacques. She comes from Victoria. She's an amazing leader. She works very closely with corporate. She's a mom, and she has an incredible life with Partner Co. She was also too, look at that. Oh my God, I love that picture, Valerie, there. Size double X, triple X jeans, all the way down to a skinny size 7. Valerie, I'm so happy to bring you on board. There's my friend Francesca. Hi, Francesca. Nice to see you. Valerie, come on board. I want to talk to you, girl.
Hi. Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate sharing my story anytime I can, because these drops, they changed my life. Wow, some of the testimonials like that, I was crying too.
So how did it all start for you, Valerie?
It actually started for me, it started with disconcerty.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff, the world's only breathable barrier mask, is what brought me to the company in the first place. So I had great skin because, burns, bites, everything, but also wrinkles. So I was looking young and had great skin, but I was in my mid 40s and I started gaining weight, and it just kept piling on no matter what I did, not realizing it was the hormones, but knowing that in society, we just we just say, oh well, that's what happens. We just get older and we get fat, right? But it doesn't have to be that way, right? But because of, now I know, because of all the crap food that we eat and the hormones that are disrupted, our bodies get out of whack, and yes, we retain and we inflame and we look terrible. That picture that you showed, that was one of the only pictures I had of before, because like you, when I saw that picture, I was like, who is that fat chick? I didn't recognize myself in pictures. So if I saw a picture, I would be like, oh my God, you look horrible. And I would delete it. So I had no before pictures. um, and the drops came into my life. They came into the company that I was dealing with, and they just changed everything. I didn't have a lot of faith in them when they came out. I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll try them because they were part of a pack I bought. But I really didn't think they were going to work because I tried so many other things. And when I did decide to do them, I loved that the little booklet was so simple, and it was focusing on all the positive. It was focusing on all the things you can have instead of what you can't have. So to me, that was easy to follow. I'm like, if it's not in the book, if it's not on the list, don't put it in your mouth. I can handle that. And I set a little timer for the drops. So I made sure I took them, and I followed the plan. Oh my God, it just started falling off within. I lost 15 pounds in the first month. And now I could fit back in my clothes, because at that point I was either going to have to buy all new clothes or do something. And yeah, I didn't fit in any of my clothes in the closet. So I fit in my clothes, but it was so easy. I was like, I'm going to keep going. And so I did 3 months, a full cellular reset, I call it, because, the 90 days is a full cellular reset. I did 3 months and I lost 47 pounds. And you saw those pants. I went from like a size 14 going into a 16 all the way down to, I think it was a 6. And
Wow.
so, yeah, and actually I was in a 4 at one point, because when I stopped, I finished, and then I actually kept losing weight a little bit longer. And I went down a little bit, and then I came back up to where I wanted to be, to my max, and that's where I was. But the drops, they are amazing. And anybody who tries them, that actually gives them a good try. Like, you actually really just follow the list. The results are incredible. But one thing I do want to talk about is clean water, because as you are releasing those the fats, they're releasing toxins into your system. You want to be drinking clean water to flush out all those toxins, to get rid of them as you're dropping the weight, drinking
Is
lots
that
of
our
water.
purity
But
water bottle?
this is the Purity water bottle. So there's a
I
filter
love
within the
that. Yeah,
water.
love it.
So I can be anywhere in the world, you have clean water. Last year,
Love it.
summertime, I'm floating around on my stand-up paddleboard in the middle of the lake, and I'm just like, dip it in and drink it because it's filtered, right? When I went down to Mexico, and I know there's a Mexican tap water is not the best for Canadians, but when you have a water bottle, you're saving money because you're not spending money on water bottles all the time, like on which you shouldn't be drinking those plastic water bottles anyways, because they're just full of
It's,
toxins, right?
it's my go-to. So there's something I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about this.
Ah, so that is ah. So that picture, when I took the before picture, I had my daughter take it, and I swore that no one would ever, 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 ever see that picture. When I first saw it, I actually literally felt ill to my stomach. Like I felt sick. I was like, that is not me. I don't recognize that person. No one's ever going to see that. But I did it because somebody had told me, okay, you got to take the before picture, even if it's just for yourself. And so I tell that to everyone. I'm like, it's your own personal picture. You do not have to show anybody. Me, after the first month, I was like, oh my God, look at the difference. So this was after the 3 months, was the before and after picture, because I did end up doing a Slenderize contest, and I won, which was really great because the company, gave me, it was like $1,000, and I got a photo shoot and all sorts of stuff. They treated me like gold. In fact, if you look at the little booklet that you get on the first page, or the second page, I'm like, hey, look, there's me. But it's all blurry, but there I am.
You're on the flyer, you're
I'm
everywhere.
on the
Everyone's seeing
flyer.
that picture.
So yeah, I was like, wow, like, and they've just been so amazing. And the two gentlemen that have that saved the companies, and I've met them personally. You've met them personally. They are super great guys. They're young, they're vibrant. They're taking this company to a whole other level. I'm super excited for the future. I can't say enough good things about it. And one thing that was, not only the water was a great tool, but the first chance I got the shakes, the
Yes.
chocolate, the Pure Nourish and the chocolate power boost with the Giving Greens, because the Giving Greens, I add them in there too, because that is your veggies. They were a godsend, because sometimes when you're looking for, you want to keep it on the proved clean food list, that is like a quick snack on the go. I had kids, I was like on the go all the time, so grabbing a shake, it was like, and it was delicious with the chocolate. It felt like a treat without a cheat. I loved that. So it
I
helped
know.
me stay on track, and they're just all the products, they work so well because they're such high quality ingredients that have an effect on your body. And we live in a world where everything's fairy dusted, and we get the big talk but no results, right? And this is big results. Big results.
Absolutely. So, Valerie, we've got a big event coming up in Calgary right around the corner. Are you excited? Are you
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We have a red and white party coming up. I've got my outfit picked out. I can't wait to see all my friends. It's like a big family reunion when we
I
come to
know.
these things. It's
It's
so
a hug
great. I can't
fest.
wait to see you again, and then we've got some events coming up on the island too,
We
in
got June 5th,
Victoria.
Victoria. We got June 7th, Super Saturday in Parksville.
You
So we've
bet.
got some big things happening. Todd Rowland is coming to the island.
I know,
So
that's
so
awesome.
we've got some people on the call that may not have gotten their ticket for Calgary yet. Why should someone be in Calgary?
Oh, just the belief, to see it and touch it and feel it for your own self. You get to meet the owners of, and the new doctor. I can't wait to meet him. But just to feel the energy in the room and meet the people face to face, get the hugs in, because it is like a family reunion. And you come to that event, you will be and welcomed in with the open arms and become one of our family. Like it's, you know, it's one thing seeing people on a Zoom, but being face to face, feeling the energy. I'm kind of empathic that way. I like feeling people's energy, and the energy is with this company is so positive and it's so uplifting. And we are not in the same line, and a lot of companies do not like in this industry. We in Partner Co, we are all one big family, and that's not just lip service. We really are blurred the lines of sponsorship, and everybody helps everybody because a rising tide helps all ships. And we all just generally want people to get healthy. And there's so much
Yes.
crap out there. We need to tell people. And the more people you tell, it's like, I will help you tell people. You help me tell people. Like, we just need to know, right? And
Exactly.
it's a beautiful thing, and it's real. And
Yeah,
that getting there, coming to that to Calgary, you see it's real.
that's right. Exactly. You know, in my case, I speak to everybody on the Zoom or on the telephone because I'm in Manzanillo, right?
Yeah.
So they say, okay, Risha, I'll buy a 4-pack. And they may be in Coombs, they may be in Arrington, they may be in Qualicum, they may be in Cobble Hill or somewhere, little towns
Yeah.
somewhere. Right? And so they say, okay, my friend Risha said, you know, get a 4-pack. So I got a 4-pack. And when you go to Calgary, you're going to see this is beyond your little friend Risha. This is big. This
Yeah.
is Dr. Ray Strand, the most, well, Dr. Joshua Plant is like drop dead good looking, but he's also really funny. Okay. And he's so smart.
I know
And
you
then
got to
you
meet
got
him
Dr.
already.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then you got to Dr. Ray Strand, who speaks medical stuff in the layman's language that you completely get it and you completely understand it. And you just want to be a sponge and absorb every single word. We got Barbara Cox-Lovesey that's coming. She's also one of the scientists involved in our program. We've got one of the owners, John Wadsworth, that's coming. The corporate people from the United States, many of the top earners in the United States are coming. A lot of them are in the medical profession. Michelle McKay, 38-year veteran nurse, Todd Rowland, who's got a master's in nutrition kinesiology. You're going to learn. You're going to learn a lot about your body. You're going to learn all about health and how these products are so genuine and authentic with the science supporting them to change people's lives, like we have tested with all 3 testimonials tonight. Wow. Yeah.
I know, yeah, it's so exciting, incredible. I can't wait. Like I said, it's like a family reunion, but you're right. It's the big picture, and you need to see the big picture. If you're at all even inkling about thinking about maybe doing this as a business, it's an investment, it's a write-off. You know, here we live in
Exactly.
Canada, we need write-offs. Got to have
Exactly.
your own
So
business, otherwise you're paying taxes. I like it tax time because I get money back.
exactly, that's it. And I've got a handful of tickets. So anyone that private messages me and tells me for 4 reasons why you should be in Calgary, then maybe just one of those tickets can go to you. All
Mm.
right. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm just going to open it up to Carol Roberts. Carol Roberts is an officer in my business. Carol, I want you to include why we need to be in Calgary. Valerie said it all, but we need to hear from you too, Miss Officer.
Well, thank you so much, Risha, and thank you all for sharing that. Whew. Yeah, you definitely had Brian had to not bring me one tissue, but 2. But being at events, and Brian and I haven't been able to attend any of the in the air events because of my health. So we are so looking forward to this. But any of the other companies I've been with, when you come to events, just like Valerie said, you get the bigger picture, but you also get to, again, feel that energy and hear people's words, their dreams, their goals, their inspirations. And I tell you what, when you can see that other people are doing this, it brings the belief that you can do it too. And it doesn't matter how young, how old, how inexperienced, how much experience, all of that, just move that aside, just like taking that cloud away from the sunshine, because literally everyone's a bright shining star. We are all equal, and we are so much better together. So it's going to be a blast for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carol. Back to you, Valerie.
All right.
So
I don't know
thank
about
you so much. We got Carol, we've got Valerie. I just want to say, Valerie, thank you very much. We're going to wrap up. We've run a little overtime here. Thank you for sharing your experience. Congratulations to the contest winner whose body in the bikini is now all over the world. And I look forward to co-hosting the Victoria event. Again, that's at the Days Inn on June 5th in Victoria. We're meeting for a meet and greet dinner at 5 o'clock with the presentation to start at 7. Everybody welcome, but we do need confirmation so that Layla can arrange for numbers with the manager. And thank you, Layla, for organizing all that for us. Thank
You're
you again,
welcome.
Valerie. Certainly appreciate having you on, and let's continue on. We're going to wrap up. We only have 72 more slides to go here. Haha, just kidding. So how will you know what balance looks like and feels like to you? We're telling you these products are going to put you in balance. How will you know it? Well, we've all said you'll have more energy, you'll enjoy better sleep, improved mood, and increase in libido in case you want to start a family at the age of 40, reduction in inflammation. And how about all those inches lost? Better elimination and digestion, less brain fog, boosts in immunity, overall sense of well-being. Guys, this is more than just aesthetics, looking good in a pair of jeans. This is your life. This is your family. This is your grandchildren. This is the lives of those people who love you, that want you to be around. You need to take responsibility. If not now, when, right? So in full circle, as we go out after this call, we're going to revisit all these circles, and every one of them, as we're going through tonight's call, you might have thought of Uncle Bill who has Parkinson's. You might have thought of somebody else who has brain fog and always forgets what they're trying to tell you. You might have everyone that you meet, your coworkers, your family, your sister-in-law, your brother, your cousin, they've all got this imbalance going on, this circus craziness, right? It's up to us that we need to share these products with others. So in summary, are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? Well, you can't be number 1, it's crossed out. 1 is the guy that wants to buy retail, but why would you want to do that when you can spend $29.95 or in Canada $37.95 and save some money, right? And how about those people? I want to see the 3s in the chat who want to get on this health and wealth train and ride. Do I have any 3s? Put your 3 in the chat. Or how about the 4s that want to get on this health and wealth train and ride it big all the way to the top? Do I have any 4s coming into the chat? You can live the dream and enjoy the time freedom, a body you love. Get into that beach bod. It's coming. Summer is around the corner. Financial stability. Look at me. I didn't have money to buy the drops. I found the money and made it work, and my life financially is 100% changed. On a health level, you'll have a community of friends, like it's talked about, where it's going to be a hug fest in Calgary and have these luxury experiences. And who knows, you could be on that next dream trip. So enrolling is easy. We can just help you pick out one of the packs, get you 200 points minimum to get you started, or you may say, I want to go for gold and go all the way up to the ultimate. Calgary Connect again is coming this coming weekend. We've got an opportunity session at the Blackfoot Hotel, Blackfoot Trail on Thursday night. Todd Rowland, Michelle McKay. There will be a lot of great Canadian speakers there, as well as us, yours truly. And then the event starts on the Friday and the Saturday, wrapping up with the red and white party Saturday night. And again, too, I do have a few free tickets, but you got to PM me with 4 reasons why you should have one of those tickets. So you just heard from Carol. She's coming up to her 1-year anniversary. You saw her testimony. You saw her picture. You saw how my life had changed in 1 year. What will your story be like with your 1-year anniversary? What pictures will we post of you? So it's time to start today. I want to say thank you very, very much for being on the call with us tonight. Thank you very much to our guests and to our special speakers. Our next call will be dark for the next little bit. Our next call is June 2nd. I want to say thank you very much to Valerie St. Jack, to Dianne Marcy, to James Scott, to our co-host, Carol Roberts, and to our brand partners who supported the event, and especially to the guests who came on board, because this call is intended for you. So we're going to stop the recording, and if anyone has any questions, whoever wants to hang around, I call it coffee clutch time, that you can get your questions answered, and hopefully we'll be able to answer them all for you.